On the job this morning, the big game is, yes, upon us. And while the Patriots play on Sunday during typical non-working hours, plenty of offices around New England will be celebrating beforehand. And if you're an employer, do you participate? What about those office pools? Well, here to help us answer those questions is Bob Nealon, Regional Manager with Robert Half in Providence, Rhode Island. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome back to the show. Great to see you. We're all tremendously excited. We are teeming with enthusiasm. We want to support our Patriots, but let's talk about how that sort of affects morale within the office, because I would imagine there would be a direct correlation between the euphoria and productivity and the office environment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 2/3 of people surveyed through Office Team actually said it brings a positive morale to the office. So there's definitely a lot of ways that employers can embrace it, set up activities, and you know, a lot of employees have taken on higher workloads. So having some fun around a big game like this is always a good thing for the office.
Yeah, it sort of permeates in that way and kind of makes its way around, and it's contagious in a good way.
For sure. Yeah, individuals tend to, you know, wear their apparel for the teams. There's some camaraderie. Everybody tends to have a little bit extra energy lift when it comes to that. So
let's talk about some of those ideas. Maybe you just alluded to one there of how we can kind of celebrate and get into the spirit around the office in an appropriate manner.
Sure. Yeah, they'll wear the team apparels. They'll decorate office spaces, have competitions around that. Some organizations will run pools, non-monetary exchanging hands, but the company may buy gift cards or prizes to award individuals for a square setup or something like that to just kind of garner fun around the game.
I've been running around the office in a helmet and shoulder pads, but I do that all year round, so it's really not that interesting. And let's talk here about competition in the workplace and whether or not that's a healthy thing, and if that really translates into the productivity as well.
Yeah, I think the competition is very healthy. It can drive people to kind of have some extra energy, which may actually help productivity as well. I think it's really important to also know the line, though. Being able to root for your team is one thing, but staying away from taunting and understanding that's not going to bring any negativity to the office.
Yeah, do it in a respectful way that sort of appreciates the other person, whomever they might be rooting for, no matter the event. And lastly here, you know, skipping work. You know, there are people that might be, you know, after a late night game or something like that. Let's get into this a little bit.
Sure. Around 36% of managers said that they've had individuals that they know have done it for that reason. Around 41% of employees know somebody that's done it as well. So it's certainly part of it. I think it's an important thing for people to understand. There's a lot of celebration around the game. People have all-day events, whether the day before that work day. So if they can't come in and be productive and add to the positivity of it the next day, might not be a terrible thing. So people just make that decision, and there's some hardcore fans out there as well that may not want to go to the work the next day if their team doesn't come through. So.
I know. Well, lots of things to keep in mind. I'm going to put some eye black. If you want to borrow some, let me know, buddy.
I would. Thanks a lot.
Great to see you, Bob.
All right.
Always a pleasure. From Robert Half. You guys can watch the big game on Sunday.